Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
There we go. My microphone's working now.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And we're back. Back from vacation. Nice little reset. And time to get into the dog days of summer. Time to grind out baseball each and every day. But we're back. We're not going anywhere now for a long time. So don't really know. I mean, for recap, I mean, we had plays up yesterday, but I mean, we haven't had a show since the 11th. And we will get into the NHL game first, and then we'll get into the MLB card. Since we've left, the Panthers won Game 3, but the Oilers have won the next 3 there. We have an NBA champion. The Boston Celtics won the NBA Finals 4-1 over the Dallas Mavericks, and the Grimace Mets happened. So it's been an interesting couple weeks. Not doing shows every day, but we're back. If you guys wondering where we went, we were on a cruise. We went to Bermuda, then we went to Bahamas. So that was a nice escape from reality, I guess you can call it, for a little bit there. We were still betting every day though, and things along those lines. But there we go. I am coming into the show though with 3 plays in baseball already, and an NHL play, because we have 2 cash cows that I've already bet, including one that would have been a bet regardless. And then an interesting game that I would love to talk. I'm looking forward to talking about, where the big bad Dodgers are only minus 130 against the worst team in close to modern baseball era. So we'll get into that one as well.
It's who do you call it?
I'm aware. But head over to the chat, Tim, and then we will get into today's card.
I will mention real quick, because you mentioned the last day that we were on with the 11th. From the 12th to the 24th on the site, we were up 0.95 units. So, although while we were on the trip, I know we got back yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever it was. The last couple of days have been rough, but we had a really nice run on the trip. Even all the way up to, and I know we kind of mentioned, I posted it up on Twitter, but we got ourselves up to number 1 in baseball. Just an update on the baseball season: 202-191 on the site, up 32.22 units, which is first place by 7 units at the moment. Still a long season, so we'll see how the rest of the season goes. But very happy with how that's going right now. And we'll see how the card goes. Anyways, I'll say hi to the chat. We back. Get the juices flowing. Yes, let's do it. Markel, welcome back, boys. Thank you, Bailey. So Panthers folding tonight.
I sure as hell hope not. We'll get into that next. We'll
talk to it. We'll talk about it. Lost 10 units betting on the Panthers on Friday. F it, run it back. Hold up, you guys. Ain't get caught in the Bermuda Triangle? No, we went through part of it apparently. So, but no, we did not get caught up in it. Let me guess, Crochet. Yes, it is.
Garrett Crochet.
All right, Nick. This is the game that everybody's talking about.
Yep. Let's get into it. Game that, when I saw the dates of the Stanley Cup Final get announced, and I knew we were going on vacation, I thought Game 5 would have been the latest that this series would have gone after the Panthers went up 2-0. And then we were talking about Game 3 last time on the show. And now we have Game 7 after the Panthers led 3-0. Let's get into the line history in this spot. Let's get into the cash flow in this one here, where the Florida Panthers opened up as around minus 114 range, and now they're down to a minus 105. So we're getting pick'em numbers here. I got in at 115 last night. I bet the Florida Panthers. Let's get into it here. Something kind of interesting, depending on your book, it's either a 5 or a 5.5. And if you have a 5.5, the under is minus 150 now after opening up at minus 115. At 5, I'm interested in the over a little bit. But looking at the cash flow in this game here, we have 51% of the tickets, 64% of the cash is on the Oilers. So it's kind of balanced out. This was much heavier public on the Oilers last night when I ended up pulling the trigger on the Panthers here. And you guys know how much I care about public betting in the NHL. Maybe I might look at it a little bit more next year, but I never really cared about where the public was in hockey like I do in football or in basketball or in baseball, where I truly do care. And when we look at this series, the Panthers won the first 3 games, and the Oilers have won the previous 3. The previous 4 games have all gone over the total. I look for defensive intensity to step up in this game. When were the Panthers winning hockey games? When the totals were going under. In Game 1, it was 3-0. In Game 2, it was 4-1. Both the games went under the total. And then they won 4-3 in Edmonton to take a 3-0 series lead. Since then, the NHL has done a pretty good job at not hiding how much they wanted at least 6 games in the series. Between Game 4 and Game 5, the Edmonton Oilers had 11 power plays. So that was interesting to see that there. That 5-1 score is probably a little flattering for the Oilers. I believe there was 2 empty net goals at the end of the game there. That game was trending under the total. They only had 2 power plays that game. But the Oilers have just stopped giving up power play goals. They've given up 1 power play goal, and that was in Game 2 in this series. And that's it the last 10 games. It's been remarkable what the Edmonton Oilers have done on the penalty kill here. I expect this to be a low-scoring game. And here's what I've really seen so far. On Twitter, if you're scrolling through NHL Twitter, the Florida Panthers might as well not even show up tonight because the Edmonton Oilers have completed the comeback and won the cup already, apparently. If you look at all the people on Twitter saying the Panthers have already choked this away, the Oilers have already made the comeback, and it just seems so obvious that everybody and their mom says, like, oh, okay, Panthers are done now. We'll see. I'm on the Panthers for one last ride. This is the last game of the NHL season. I think the Florida Panthers finally hoist the cup tonight.
The same people that are saying Florida is dead were the same people that were saying Florida is going to sweep. It's just the thing that everybody loves to just go with what they've seen last. Although, if I'm being all honestly, if I'm betting this game at all, I'm looking towards Edmonton. What did we notice, Nick, in the first couple of games though? Who didn't show up for Edmonton in the first couple of
big
games?
Guns.
Big guns. Who showed up since? There you go. And that's going to be the big thing for you. And I think if you're looking at this game, I think a better approach to it could be looking towards player props. If you like Edmonton, do something with the McDavid line for points. If you like Florida, maybe take them under. Maybe take those players under and thinking that it's going to be a 2-1 game and it's a 4th line goal or whatever it is from Edmonton. And the same deal, if you like Edmonton this game, maybe look towards an over. If you like Florida, look towards an under. The thing is, Florida has to be physical to win this game. How much do they have left in the tank? Because you got to look at this I want to look at this the same way that we look at like Tampa Bay when they were in their second and third year for runs. Florida played the entire season, 2 seasons in a row. Like they were in the Cup last year, and they paid the price for that one. And how much do they have left in the tank? And that's why it's very difficult to repeat. That's my big concern. I would look towards Edmonton if I'm going after anything in this game. Am I betting it? No. But it would be a look towards Edmonton, Nick.
Yeah. And when you look at it as well, this is something that I brought up on Twitter, which I thought was very interesting heading into this, is we are in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. This is the first game of the Stanley Cup playoffs where the Florida Panthers are facing elimination. They won 4-1 against Tampa. They won 4-2 against Boston. They won 4-2 against the Rangers. They took down Vasilevsky, Swayman, and Shesterkin. I'm just asking them to take down Skinner one time here. That's it.
All right, and I got one more question. For Florida tonight, is it Bobrovsky in net?
Yes.
Okay, because I heard reports that he didn't go on the ice yesterday, so I just wanted to confirm that because they said somebody and then Spencer Knight were on the ice yesterday. So plus Bobrovsky,
it was
awful since 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
but
I was leaning Oilers team total under as well. I lean under in this game, kind of. I wanted the 5.5 though. I like Game 7 unders. I lean Oilers team total under in this game if I had to bet a total.
Sounds good. Nick, you can go back to the chat and talk hockey with everybody, and then I'll take the chat back when we get to baseball.
Yeah. What's good, Nathan? You guys are back. Yeah. Panthers 3-2 tonight. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that here. Still got the Panthers -113 on your book. Yeah. Bet 365 is at -110. Rumors have it Bob might set this one out. If he does, I don't hate it. If he doesn't, I don't hate it. I mean,
it definitely make an impact.
He's not gonna. I don't think he sits out. I truly don't. He's taking you this far, and a lot of people shitting on Bobrovsky probably are just holding constant tickets on Bobrovsky and are pissed that they're going to lose this. Those are the people who are pissed at the Panthers right now. Are the ones holding tickets. Those are the ones who have given up on the Panthers. Are the ones holding tickets on them, except for me.
You should.
What's good, Stop Geo? Welcome back, brothers. Hope y'all enjoyed the vacay. Yeah, it was nice to have. I think the first vacation in like a couple years, which was nice. So yeah, 2-2 Panthers win in overtime. I could see that. The draw could be interesting there. McDavid, yeah. Edmonton does have the momentum, but I also think 3 losses in a row is enough. Now I look back at it. Twice this year, the Panthers had lost 4 in a row. Twice. So the OT does seem storybook. Yeah. I can see that.
Overtime winner, Connor McDavid, and they complete the comeback.
That would hurt. Florida has played their best hockey at home. You could say the opposite. Do the Oilers have that much in the tank after coming back from down 3-0?
You can make that argument as well. You can make that argument with both teams. Keep in mind, we just went through an entire hockey season.
Yeah.
So both teams are going to be tired.
Both teams are banged up.
It comes with the game. So,
indeed. I had a Panthers future at +470. At least you don't have to lose any more money after tonight. Yeah, I have Panthers 10-1, which Skinner. Yeah. Oilers won their cup on Friday. Yeah, they won the last game in Edmonton this year. So we'll see if they come to South Florida. Do they have finale MVP and jockey? What? Oh, they have a finals MVP. They have the Conn Smythe is for the entire playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You bet against Game 7 McDavid when him and Draisaitl scored 0 in Game 6. Yeah, I did. But we'll make the transition from hockey to baseball, where we are kicking it off with the Baltimore Orioles. Minus 115 favorites, total 8.5. They're taking on the Cleveland Guardians in this one here. Cade Povich and Tanner Bybee, your pitching matchup here. Taking a look at the line history in this spot, where the Orioles opened up around 115. It's now 114. So really, we've had no line movement in this game. Line opened up at an 8.5 at even money, and now it's down to an 8 at minus 112. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had a move towards the and we've had really no move on the side. A penny towards the Guardians, but nothing crazy there. 70% of the tickets and 91% of the cash is coming in on the Baltimore Orioles. 77% of the tickets, 73% of the cash is coming in on the over. The line moving towards the under here. Cade Povich and Tanner Bybee. I want to see because I want to see how many starts Cade Povich has had, because I think he just got lit up the first time, and he's been great ever since against the Yankees.
I know he had a really good start in Baltimore.
Yeah. He got lit up in his debut against the Toronto Blue Jays. He gave up 6 earned runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 5 1/3 innings. He followed that up with an amazing game that we were able to see him pitch in person there, Tim. No earned runs on 5 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched in that 4-2 win against the Atlanta Braves. He got the no decision. And then he followed that up with 4 2/3 of 1-run baseball, 1 hit, 5 walks, 1 strikeout. So the walks have been a little bit of a problem with Cade Povich. Is one thing we've noticed a little bit, other than the start that he dominated against the Atlanta Braves. Now, this will be his second home start. The only other start he's had at home, he walked nobody against Atlanta in that spot. The other 2 games had been in Rogers Center and in Yankee Stadium. And on the flip side, we have Tanner Bybee, 3.14 ERA, 0.94 WHIP, 13.5 strikeouts per 9, which is 37%, 1.57 walks per 9, a 3.02 BABIP, a 2.24 FIP, and a 2.13 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Cleveland Guardians. The hitting edge, though, goes towards the Baltimore Orioles, who in the beginning of the season struggled against righties and smashed lefties. Now they can't hit lefties, and they're smashing righties, 151 WRC+, which is number 1 in baseball. The Guardians, 107, which is 13th. So they're hitting pretty well as well. I have really no interest in this game particularly. I guess I have a slight lean towards maybe backing Bybee and the Guardians a little bit in this game. Just because this has been a team, both these teams have been very tricky because they've been 2 teams that have been very underrated by the market, or the market just doesn't like these teams, and they've just continued to win regardless. So this is a stay out spot for me. I guess I have a slight lean towards Cleveland. I like Bybee a little bit more than Povich. I want to see a little bit more from Povich, but I like Bybee a little bit more at the moment, but I don't want to go up against the Orioles the way they're hitting righties at the moment. So it's a no play for me.
Hey, guess what, Nick?
Orioles money line.
Yeah. It's day number 78. And we're still I know they just got swept. And that put a little bit of a damper on the stuff right now. But when you're still up 25.1 units combined from money line and run line, which 11.3 from money line, 23.8 from run line. So I'm still up 35.1 units. I'm still going to run with my Orioles. This is just a team. I think them coming back home after that ugly series is going to be huge for them, because they have been a really, really good home team. And I'm currently typing up the thing. Their money line today, minus 115. Their run line, plus 175. Welcome to day number 78 of betting the Baltimore Orioles. Every single day, I'm not going to veer off of it. So let's roll.
Yeah. And when you look at this Orioles team, you said they're a much better home team?
At least they've been playing better at home as of late. Sorry.
Okay. I was going to say they are a half game better at home than they are on the road. They are 25-14 in Oriole Park. Away from Camden Yards, they are 24-14. So they are a half game difference between home and road. I just thought that was interesting. So I was just looking at the covers page.
Yeah, no, I know they've been playing better at home as of late. So, and they play good against everybody. So that Astros series, I think, was just kind of a flat spot. After beating the Yankees, after beating the Phillies, after beating the Braves, like they just came off of a bunch of big. They had beat the Yankees, beat the Phillies, beat the Braves. 4 games swept the Tampa Bay Rays. Split against Toronto. Took 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay. Took 2 out of 3 from Boston. 4 games swept the White Sox. This team was on fire. Like this team was making me money every single day. They were covering run lines. And then they had one flat spot. I'm not going to let that flat spot talk me off of continuing to bet them. And I saw as you mentioned, we saw Kate Povich live. I'm ready to keep riding with him. 1 earned run in his last 10 2/3 innings against Atlanta and New York. Yeah, sign me up.
Now, was that last series the Orioles struggling? Or did the Astros find something? Because the Astros offensively,
the Orioles.
I mean,
I know you're going to beg to differ because you want your Astros to look better, but I think it was more of a Orioles flat spot after the best series that they've had all year, which was beating the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. So
fair.
That's kind of my view on it.
And yeah. And the Astros welcome in the Rockies starting tomorrow. So see how that goes.
Back to the chat. I'm quickly typing up a couple more things on Twitter. Please and thank you.
All right. Let's take a look here. There we go. Welcome back, fellas. You look the same. Yeah, appreciate it. Hey guys, what's good, Dad? I'm on the guards. Bad spot for the O's on travel.
I would normally say that, but yeah. But I don't know.
Povich got lit up one start. Since that one start, he's been amazing. I don't want to really fade him. So I like both teams. I gotta pass. Yeah. I would rather bet on these teams than against these teams. I've been betting the Guardians an awful lot lately. And they've been taking care of business. So we'll see. Guards are hot. Give me the over. I could see it. I don't like the way the market's moving. My bad. I like the under. My bad. I would lean under or nothing in this game. First 5 under. The full game under makes me a little bit nervous just because bullpen still. And the Orioles bullpen kind of does struggle a little bit, but that Guardians bullpen is a team I would trust a guard if both teams had Guardian level bullpens. I would trust the full game under. Like their bullpen's that good. Can't bet this series. Hey, welcome back. Hope you guys.
Can I differ with you on bullpens?
Really?
I know Cleveland's been the best bullpen in baseball. Baltimore's been up there too. Baltimore's got the 8th best bullpen in baseball. 3.48 ERA. Obviously, it's nowhere near to the standard of the 2.35 ERA of Cleveland. They've been fantastic. But
okay, I'm looking at their FIP and their CR. It's a little high, but yeah. What's that first 5 total? It is. I'm seeing 4.5 minus 125 on Fanatics and ESPN Bet minus 120 on FanDuel. I'm kind of interested in that first 5 under. I might come back to that first 5 under a little bit there. I like Povich. I want to back Povich. The one thing that does make me nervous is how good the Orioles hit righties. That's the one thing that does make me nervous. Is Povich bullpen? No, he's not. Nope. He is their top pitching prospect. He was somebody that was really highly thought of when they brought him up. So, yeah. After an 8-1 loss yesterday, how can you go Orioles for a bounce back and a fresh start? I could see that as well. You can't go
back. No,
Yeah.
he means how can't you go back to them?
Yeah. Texas A&M plus 200.
I'm sitting on them plus 145 to win the series. I'm not going to add extra money to it. My feeling today is
Tennessee
either A&M is going to win by 1 or it's going to be like 13-2 Tennessee. I can
see Tennessee beating the doors down on this one.
Because and I know I talked with one of my friends from work who's a big Tennessee guy, and he was telling me that he's like, yeah, if we were going to lose a game, it was going to be game 1 when they pitched their worst starter. Now, both teams have solid arms still ready to go. So arms will be there. I want to kind of look towards an under in that A&M game. I kind of want to look towards the under in that one. But I'm just going to ride out my A&M plus 145.
I would look Tennessee run line personally, but that's just personal. Like, I'm not going to bet it. Orioles will get runs versus Bybee. Look what they did against Gill. Luis Gill, I saw some numbers that he was expected for some negative aggression, though. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's a lean towards the first 5 under in that game. That's the only way I can look at that one right now. It's just a lean towards that under. But let's get into the next one there. Philadelphia Phillies and the Detroit Tigers. The Phillies minus 170 favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. We have Casey Mize and Aaron Nola. Fun little matchup here. The line opened up at 164 for the Phillies. Now we're seeing minus 173. So we do have a line move towards the Philadelphia Phillies here. Line opening up at an 8.5 at minus 125, and it has not moved. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, Aaron Nola and Casey Mize. These are two pitchers that Aaron Nola has been okay as of late. I mean, not great. 4.66 ERA, 1.10 whip. The whip's fine. 7.45 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%. 2.14 walks per nine, a 259 BABIP, a 401 FIP, and a 3.98 SIERA. On the flip side, Casey Mize has really struggled. 4.18 ERA, 1.65 whip. That whip's really concerning. 4.56 strikeouts per nine, which is 11%. 3.42 walks per nine, a 345 BABIP, a 3.82 FIP, and a 5.20 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Philadelphia Phillies, as well as the hitting edge, 104 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 85, which is 23rd. So we have a hitting edge towards the Phillies. We have a bullpen edge towards the Phillies. We have a pitching edge towards the Phillies. And we have, I forgot to go over the cash flow in this one. 82% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Phillies, with the line moving towards the Phillies. So, I mean, it makes sense, everything here. Am I going to go out of my way and lay $1.10 on the run line here with them on the road? No. It would be Philly run line or nothing if I had to bet this game. And then we have 73% of the tickets and 76% of the cash on the over with the line not moving. So that's kind of interesting there. Maybe a slight lean towards an under, but no play here from me. I think I'm going to add that first 5 under over for that Baltimore game. The more and more I look at it, but I'm not going to be adding this one.
I'm not going to be touching this game either. I don't really – this Detroit Tigers team is just very confusing to me. I haven't gotten them right at all this year. Casey Mize has been, like, very hit or miss, and I have not been able to get him right. I want nothing to do with this Tigers team. I obviously I was high on the Phillies coming into the year. I have them winning the division. Which said a lot because the Braves were the Braves. But this is just a Phillies team that I don't know if I want to go and back them on a first game of a road trip, which they are going. Oh, it's just a small road trip. Oh God! And then they come home and play Miami. So we'll be on them. We'll be on them 4 straight games next series. But I don't feel like I need to get to this one.
Fair.
The fighting Phils. I'm not going to talk you all. It's Phillies or nothing. Tigers maxed out on runs yesterday. They also went up against the White Sox. Tigers, Cubs, and Jays are on my no bet list. That's fair. Let's keep on rolling, Nick. And I like this game, Nick. Well, obviously I like this game. I like one of these teams a lot.
Yeah, we have the Seattle Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays. We're seeing a pick 'em here at the total of 7.5. We have Tage Bradley taking on Brian Woo for this one here. Line opened up at a 110. It's now a 107 for Seattle. So we've had 3-cent line movement here towards these Tampa Bay Rays. Lining open up at a 7.5 at minus 115. Now it's a 7.5 at minus 105. So we have a move towards the under, and we have a move towards the Rays with 57% of the tickets and 79% of the cash is on Tampa Bay in this game. 91% of the tickets and 85% of the cash on the over, with the line moving 10 cents towards the under. So we got a lot of under market movement here for these first few games, which makes unders very appealing in the early slate here. We have Woo taking on Bradley. Woo with a 2.45 ERA, 0.68 whip the last 30 days. He's been great. 4.09 ERA, strikeouts per nine, which is 12%. 0.41 walks per nine, a 179 BABIP, but 3.69 FIP, and a 4.91 SIERA. So we do expect some negative regression from Woo. And maybe that's what the line movement towards Tampa and the sharp money coming in on Tampa is kind of telling us here. Tage Bradley, 4.10 ERA, 1.29 whip, 10.25 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 3.76 walks per nine, a 258 BABIP, a 508 FIP, and a 3.80 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Tampa Bay Rays in this one here. And nope, my bad. It goes towards the Seattle Mariners there. I read the numbers wrong there. And then we have the hitting edge going towards Seattle as well. 102 WRC plus, which is 14th against righties compared to 97, which is 18th. It's a lean towards Tampa Bay in this game, maybe Tampa first 5. But I would actually like to see what this first 5 line movements look like, because I have a feeling this probably moved towards Tampa as well. It's not moved. The first 5 is not moved there. So it's a lean towards a first 5 Rays money line for me if I had to bet anything in this game, but it's no play.
Man, I wanted to back. Woo! But I'm on Seattle there. I'm obviously a lot higher on Seattle, and I was not high on Tampa Bay that I said would finish. I said last place Rays, which I was a little bit wrong because it's going to be last place Jays, and I'm totally cool with that one too. But I said those two teams would be the bottom of the division, and they are currently the bottom of the division. So obviously, not even All-Star break yet. Still a lot of time. But this is exactly what I kind of expected from him. Brian Woo has been solid this year. And once again, I know that I mentioned this a lot, but I really like this bullpen, the starting rotation, for Seattle. They are one of the best, if not the best, starting rotation. You look at Woo, the Seattle Mariners have won 6 out of his 7 starts. The only time they did not win was his last start. He went 4 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, and they lost 8-0. Previous to that, they'd won every single one of his starts previous. Every one of his first 7 starts. Woo is a guy I want to back. I'm going to continue to back him. Seattle Mariners for me.
Yeah, I lean Tampa early, and that's the only way I look at this game personally.
That's fair. My computer's being slow. Leaning Phillies. Woo bounce back. I hope so. Woo. Tampa has been hitting the ball recently, but how is this a pick 'em? It's because it's in Tampa. That's the only reason why it's in Tampa. Jumping on Mariners today. Woo bounce back. I like it. Nick, I'm going to back out of the StreamYard and then jump back in because my thing's being very slow. I'm actually going to disconnect my Wi-Fi, connect it back, so I'll be back in like 3 minutes. I'll let you start talking about this game.
All right, yeah. We have the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. We have the the Reds as minus 120 home favorites in this game with a total of 10 in this spot. So a high total here for this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot between Carson Spires and Bailey Falter. This line opened up with the Reds around minus 110, and now it's a 118. Now it actually opened up 125, immediately went down to 110 within 10 minutes, and actually went from 125 to 119 to 110, and then back up to 118. So we actually have a slight move towards Pittsburgh in this game. Line opened up at a 9.5 at -110, got up to a 10, back down to a 9.5, back up to a 10. So we've had a move towards the over here in this game as well, with 51% of the tickets and 57% of the cash on the under, but yet this line moving towards the over in this spot here piques my interest in an over in this game. Carson Spires and Bailey Falter. Falter, 4.13 ERA, 1.38 whip, 7.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 2.54 walks per nine, a 3.29 BABIP, a 4.2 FIP, and a 4.19 SIERA. On the flip side, Carson Spires has been pretty good so far, but let me take a look. I don't know if he's a long guy. Like, does he go far into games? He went 6 innings in his last start. He gave up 4 runs and 7 hits and 1 walk against these Pirates. So this is the second time the Pirates are seeing him within the last few days, because they faced him a week ago. I don't think that the Reds did see Bailey Falter as well, where Bailey Falter gave up 2 earned runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched, and a 2-1 loss. So we have 2 pitchers that have just seen these lineups. Carson Spires, 3 ERA, 1.07 whip, 9 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 1.2 walks per nine, a 3.26 BABIP, a 1.74 FIP, and a 3.04 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Cincinnati. Hitting edge goes towards Cincinnati. 115 WRC plus, which is 9th, compared to 84, which is 24th. We also had 68% of the tickets and 63% of the cash is on Cincinnati in this game, with the line moving towards Pittsburgh. Suggests to me that Carson Spires is vulnerable in this game. And when I take a look at the line movement in this one as well, even though the majority of this is a rare game where we have majority of bets and money on the under, but the line moving towards the over tells me that this is an over game. And this tells me this is a first 5 full game over potentially here. Let's take a look at the best available lines, where I can get 9.5 -120 on ESPN Bet for the full game. First 5 would be a 5 at -125 BetMGM, or 5 at -125 for Bovada. So Bovada putting out that there. I want to see what Bovada is offering for a 9.5 in this game. See if we can get that 9.5, because I just prefer to keep it on the same book here. Let's take a look at what I can get for the full game 9.5 here, because they're offering 10 at even money over on Bovada. So I'm interested in this over. I think this is a game where we see runs. It's 9.5 at -125. I think I'd rather just do that, because I know it's 5 cents more expensive, but I'm trying to run through rollover money on Bovada, because I put in money for the trip. So we're going to double up on this game here and go first 5 full game overs in this one here. First 5 over 5 -125, full game over 9.5 -125. Both -125s. First 5 over, full game over for me here. Both on Bovada. First 5 over 5, full game over 9.5 in this one here. The 9.5 -125. For this spot. So first 5 over 5, full game over 9.5. Phillies, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati here. There we go. Jumping back on the mirror. Oh, yep. Pirates at 10 smash the under. Well, I think that's what the books are begging you to do. Nick and Tim, you're back. What's good? What's good, Mel? What's good? Morning, Nick. How are you? Where Tim today? Tim's resetting his computer because he says it was running behind or whatever, something along those lines. It's running slow. They're good. Can you believe what is happening to our Florida futures? I'm almost in tears. I wanted to smash some shit. Like, honestly, it's been just absolutely frustrating watching the last 3. And it is what it is. Holy shit. Higgs in the house. back from their Bojangles sponsored world tour. How did you know? Yes, we had to make a stop at every single Bojangles all around the world, and it was nice. It was a trip full of good chicken and sweet tea and mac and cheese. It was great. The Bojangles sponsored world tour was great. Just unlimited Bojangles. And it was awesome. Appreciate it, Higgs. The $100 dono, huge there. Much appreciated, Higgs. The Astros swept Baltimore. That was fun to watch. Yeah. Hey Mel, can you hedge an Oilers win tonight? At least make your money back. Hedging is for gardeners. I will never hedge. I know you're talking to Mel there. I will never hedge anything. I make bets and I deal with the consequences. We are missing an Earle. Did we leave him on port somewhere? Yeah, I shoved him overboard. He was just getting annoying after a while, so I just went yeet and just shoved him overboard. So now we are just completely rid of Tim, and it's really nice. Just had to. Oh damn wow.
It. Yeah, screw you.
You learned to swim! Yay!
Yeah, but it was a long swim from the Bahamas, so.
Oh yeah. Understand it there. Understand, yeah. Yes, I probably will hedge some at least. I will not. I double down. I like the Reds here. Yeah, I mean Bailey Falter loses his starts, so I can definitely see Falter getting hit. I think Spires gets hit as well. So yeah, I don't know if you heard the breakdown, Tim. I'm on the overs in this game. Overs first 5.
I would go Reds if anything.
Yeah. Tim Earle saying restarting computer. Proud member of the YouTube channel. Appreciate it.
Nicholas, shut up. Keep moving.
Zoom. What's good? Triggered. Hi, good morning. Tim says, Brad.
Hello.
Your thoughts, Tim, on this game? You didn't get to break this one down.
I mean, you mentioned Bailey Falter doesn't win his starts. The Pirates are 0-4 in his last 4 starts, 1-6 in his last 7. They just don't win when he pitches. And he's been a lot worse. Not a lot worse, but he's been worse on the road than he's been at home. 4.17 ERA on the road. But I look at the Reds side, and it says that he's a reliever, but he started last game. And once again, why I'm not betting this one. The Reds are 1-5 in games that Carson Spires pitches. So I really have no interest in this one. It could be more of a bullpen game for the Cincinnati Reds, although Spires did throw 6 innings in a start last game. But I could see this one being more of a bullpen game. I personally am not going to get involved. I do have some plays on this card, though, I promise.
Fair enough. Then this will click.
But Nick, just think of how funny it would be if Edmonton comes all the way back to lose tonight.
That's what I hope.
Nick, do you have class? No, it's summertime right now.
It's summer, yeah.
This is an interesting spot, Nick.
Let's get into it. The Atlanta Braves are taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Braves are -120 road favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Well, let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have, if I can find it, there we go. Spencer Schwellenbach taking on Big Tits Lance Lynn. Line opened up with the Braves as -120 favorites, and now they're down to a 114. So we've had a move towards the Cardinals in this game here. And the line opened up at a 9 at -120. Now we're seeing 8.5, expecting Lance Lynn to pitch well today in this spot. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 31% of the tickets and 51% of the cash coming in on the St. Louis Cardinals, with the line moving towards said St. Louis Cardinals. 93% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the over in this game, with the line moving towards the under. Tells me Lance Lynn pitches well. Spencer Schwellenbach taking on Lance Lynn. Schwellenbach, 4.98 ERA, 1.20 whip. 7.89 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%. 2.91 walks per nine, a 2.274 BABIP, but 3.98 FIP, and a 4.17 SIERA. On the flip side, Lance Lynn, 4.94 ERA, 1.61 WHIP. 9.51 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 3.8 walks per nine, a 3.38 BABIP, but 3.95 FIP, and a 4.03 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Atlanta in this game, as well as the hitting edge, though, goes towards St. Louis, who are sixth in baseball the last 30 days, 118 WRC plus versus right-handed pitching. On the flip side, the Atlanta Braves have continued to struggle offensively, 84 WRC plus, which is 25th in baseball, which everything seems to correlate here that Lance Lynn comes out here and pitches well. And the market generally tells us when Lance Lynn's going to go out there and pitch well, because we'll see the line drop, and he has the ability to have good starts. Now, he's coming in off of 3 starts that have not been particularly great, where he gave up 5 earned runs, 3 earned runs, and 4 earned runs against the powerhouses of the Miami Marlins, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Colorado Rockies. So
You're muted. You're muted.
There we go. Yeah, and this Cardinals team is playing some pretty good baseball right now. So are the Braves. The Braves have won 8 of their last 10 games. They're coming in off of 2 out of 3, winning 2 out of 3 in New York after sweeping the Tigers. And on the flip side, the St. Louis Cardinals are coming in off of sweeping the Giants. And they've played pretty well here as of late. I'm looking Cardinals in this game, and they've been a pretty good home team as well, 20-15 compared to the Braves, 19-19 on the road. I think the Braves still win the National League East this year. I know you're on the opposite side with that. I still think they're very live to win the National League East. And I think I would like to make...
You're muted again.
I don't know why my microphone's not doing that right now. I'm not touching my microphone.
Now I can't hear you. I don't even think it's going through your microphone anymore. Speak.
Hello.
There you go.
All right. There we go. I don't know what's going on with my microphone right now. I'm interested in the St. Louis Cardinals in this game. And I...
So close. So close. Still muted.
Fuck this microphone.
All right, you lean towards the Cardinals. Here's what you're going to do, Nick. Ready? Take your microphone, unplug it for like 30 seconds, and then plug it back in, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to talk about this game real quick. I'm going to be on a player prop, and that's about it, because I'm not fading either one of these teams right now. Atlanta's playing good baseball coming off of – bye, Nick. Atlanta's playing some good baseball coming off of a series against the Yankees, where they won 2 out of 3. Coming off of a sweeping the Detroit Tigers, winning 2 out of 3 against Tampa Bay. On the opposite side, you got the St. Louis Cardinals, who are coming off of sweeping the Giants. And this Cardinals team has actually looked halfway decent as of late. And I'm not in the business of trying to fade either one. What player prop am I going after? Well, who else would I be going after besides Mr. Alec Burleson, who's just been ripping the cover off the ball lately for the Cardinals. I'm going to take his RBI at plus 150 area, and I'll grab his home run around $5. And if you want to go even over 1.5 hits, I see anywhere I could see some plus 190s for Burleson. He's been the best hitter on the St. Louis Cardinals over the last 2 weeks. So that's the guy I would want to go after. Burleson props for me. I'm not touching a side.
I'm going to move on in full game.
Cool.
I'm going to take the Cardinals money line full game.
If we need an extra play to make it 3 or 5 on the site, Cardinals will be it. But right now, not going to.
I'm getting plus 104 on FanDuel. So
no, I don't love the Braves. Batch is a joke. Lynn is a joke. Over to the moon. I don't know about that. We'll see.
I think the under.
Nick, I hope you're emotionally ready to deal with Mike M tonight. He's been roasting those of us who are on Florida. He's been killing us. Well, we won't have to worry about it tonight because you're not going to be on stream tonight. Azuna going to hit a dinger off Lynn. First pitch. If you want to go after Azuna props, I'm not gonna talk you off Marcell Azuna props. He's been one of the best hitters in baseball right now. Mr. Joe Kryptonite, yo. What's up, Mr. Kryptonite? Panthers money line, one more time. I mean, I understand why everyone is on Edmonton. The data doesn't lean on Florida at all. My Florida bet is entirely gut. All good. I like Braves. Yeah, we fixed it. Tell me then. Did he say big tits Lynn? Yes, he did. Yeah, yo. What's up, Triggered? Here's the trick, Nick. Unplug your mic, plug it back in, then fade the Cardinals. Anyways. Yeah, I love fading. Rick. Yeah, he's not been good. Sorry, Tim. I thought I was muted. No, Nick, everything's fine. Braves money line. No, I'm not interested in the Braves. I have a feeling we're going to be on this one, though, Nick.
I've already bet this one. This is one of the games that I came in with action on. Let's get into it here. We have the LA Dodgers and the Chicago White Sox, and we have the big bad Dodgers minus 130 favorites against one of the worst teams in modern baseball era. Total 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have a massive pitching discrepancy between these two teams. The LA Dodgers with James Paxton, I think they're a worse pitcher. And when you look at their advanced numbers, he should be getting absolutely lit up and smoked. The line opened up at a 137 for the Dodgers. We're now seeing 117 on Bet Online. They're giving you the Dodgers, who had 103 projected win total against the Chicago White Sox, who I believe are the massive favorites to have the worst record in baseball, at minus 117 over on Bet Online. Go ahead. Bet the Dodgers. It's so easy. And then we have the total opening up at an 8 at plus 105. It's now an 8 at minus 113, which tells me that the Chicago White Sox are going to hit today as well. Take a look at the cash flow. 79% of the tickets, 78% of the cash is on the over. The line moving towards the over. 78% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the Dodgers, and they've moved the line down. So let's take a look here at the pitching matchup where we have Garrett Crochet taking on James Paxton. Like I mentioned, massive pitching edge towards the Chicago White Sox. James Paxton, 5.424 ERA, 1.16 whip. We're finally starting to see his regression, pitching in the 5s rather than when he was pitching in the 2s. That was ridiculous when he was pitching in the 2s with FIPS up in the 4s, 5 range. 1.16 whip, 7.66 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 3.63 walks per nine, a 2.26 BABIP, a 4.53 FIP, and a 4.52 Sierra. On the flip side, Garrett Crochet has been phenomenal. 2.32 ERA, 0.94 whip, 14.52 strikeouts per nine, which is 41%. 2.03 walks per nine, a 3.317 BABIP, a 1.53 FIP, and a 1.96 Sierra. Bullpen edge does go towards the Dodgers, as well as the hitting edge, 150 to 5 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 124th, which is fifth. This line's moving towards these White Sox, and I'm interested to see what the first 5 is, because I'm almost assuming that we might see the White Sox favored in the first. Holy shit, they're favored in the first 5. The White Sox first 5 is minus 125. That's crazy. And the way I'm going to approach this game here, I've already bet the White Sox money line at plus 120. I got plus 120 with them earlier this morning. Shop around. You could probably still find a decent number for them as well. I would like to fade James Paxton even more, though. And what have we seen from the Chicago White Sox the last 30 days? They're hitting left-handed pitching. 124 WRC plus. I think they get to James Paxton here. And I think I'm going to look towards a team total over here with these White Sox as well. I want to see what type of number I can get here. But I'm going to be on the White Sox team total over as well.
I'm going to fall for it again, aren't I? The White Sox had a short number. It is Garrett Crochet, who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball as of late. And he's going to be probably the most fought over pitcher during the trade deadline. And I don't think it's going to particularly be close.
Absolutely.
And it's I honestly, Garrett Crochet, you're an Oriole. I think that's probably the best place for him to go. But he's been phenomenal this year. And yeah, I'm gonna fall for it. I'm on the White Sox here. It doesn't feel good at all to me being on them, but I kind of have to. Short price for the White Sox. It's either ready, Nick. You take this one of two ways: White Sox money line, or take the Dodgers at like -2.5. I don't think there's gonna be an in between.
Yeah. I'm on the White Sox. I got them at +120. I'm also adding over on Bovada. Chicago White Sox team total over 3.5 -115. Chicago White Sox team total over 3.5 -115.
Nick, Dodgers first 5 team total under.
I don't hate that either. I kind of lean first 5 as well, but I don't want to have 3 bets on the White Sox tonight.
Can't fade the Dodgers. Even Paxton will be able to keep the White Sox at bay. Under. I could see an under.
I lean over.
Any fight party at Astros? I don't know. I have not even looked at the Astros game. White Sox, yes. Crochet against his future team. No, he's not going to the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers have enough.
The Dodgers don't need that. No. I think if the Dodgers are looking at the White Sox for a trade piece at all, it's Luis Robert. It's not Garrett Crochet.
Dodgers have been fine without Mookie. Yeah, Andy Pages has been great since the injury. Books already know. Paxton pitched great in Coors. He did. Tim, did you watch our tube-headed? No, I did not. All right, Nick. Cash cow?
Yes. This is another one that I came in with. I have one more play that I came into the show with after this one. And this one, I got the Royals last night. Run line -115 on Bovada. Let's get into it here. Ooh, I do not like that line movement on that Padres game. Damn it. But let's get into it here. We have the Kansas City Royals and the Miami Marlins. We're seeing -235. And this line opened up at a 205. Now we're seeing 240 over on Bet Online. Line opened up at an 8, immediately went up to an 8.5, and then it's gone from an 8.5 to a 9 to a 9.5. So we've had a big line movement towards this over here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 57% of the tickets and 55% of the cash is on the over, with the line soaring towards the over. We have 88% of the tickets and 94% of the cash on the Royals, with the line moving towards the Royals in this game here. We have Rodri Munoz taking on Cole Ragans, your pitching matchup here. Munoz has been terrible, a 6.43 ERA, 1.50 whip, 7.07 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 4.5 walks per 9, a 2.43 BABIP, a 7.93 FIP, and a 5.07 SIERA. Cole Ragans, 2.7 ERA, 1.17 whip, 9.9 strikeouts per 9, which is 27%, 2.7 walks per 9, a 2.99 BABIP, but 3.14 FIP, and a 3.46 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards looks like the Miami Marlins, because the bullpen for KC has been terrible, but the hitting edge does go towards KC here, 86 WRC plus, which is 21st in baseball, but the Miami Marlins against lefties are dead last, 68 WRC plus, which is 30th. Maybe this line's gotten too far, and there's value on an under in this game. I'm just on the Royals run line, though. I expect Cole Ragans to shove in this game here, and this is cash cow material. Public on the home favorite, line moving towards the favorite, public, and a total above 8 or above 7.5. So run line here for me. Royals run line.
I mean, we were going after the Royals regardless. Yes, we're still fading the Marlins every single day. Yes, it's still been very profitable. No, I don't feel like we're throwing away any profits by betting them every single day. Still, I think we're going to be even more profitable at the end of the year. And as you mentioned, it's cash cow spots. I think it's 1 of 2 cash cow spots today. So I'm rolling, and I already put both cash cows up. So I'm rolling with the Royals, and it's our boy Cole Reagans. So I'm not fading my boy Cole Reagans, who's been great for us. So Royals run line, I got it at -113, even though the Royals are coming off of getting swept. So right, they got swept. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but they did. I've been trying to figure out the Chicago White Sox record in games they're favored this year. Something tells me it's not a bad record.
They're not favored.
No, they're slight pick'em dogs. So they're not favored in that game. They're favored in the first 5. This one is weird. It's a weird game.
Yeah, we had the Milwaukee Brewers and the Texas Rangers. -165 for the Brewers, total of 8 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot. Milwaukee and Texas. Here we go. Where this line's moving towards Milwaukee. It opened up at a 145. It's now up to a 174. Massive move towards the Brewers in this spot here. Line opened up at an 8. It got down to a 7.5, but it's back up to an 8, and the line's moved towards the over since the opening line. Here in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot where we have 91% of the tickets and 89% of the cash on the over in this spot as well. 84% of the tickets, 93% of the cash coming on the Brewers, and the line's moving towards the Brewers. It all makes sense here. I mean, I can only look Brewers in this game, but have we missed our line? It's the ultimate question. And this looks like a Brewers smash spot. Michael Lorenzen taking on Freddie Peralta. Lorenzen, I don't feel like he's pitched much. I don't remember seeing his name much as of late.
No, he's pitched in June. He's pitched 4 times.
4 times. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Then this makes me like it even more. Let's take a look at what Lorenzen's done. 2.12 ERA, 1.08 WHIP. He's been good. 5.16 walks, strikeouts per 9, which is 14%. 2.73 walks per 9, a 207 BABIP, but a 5.1 FIP and a 4.97 SIERA. You know what that's telling me, Tim? Michael Lorenzen has been very lucky to be pitching to a 2.12 the last 30 days. This guy should be getting absolutely lit up and smoked. Now, is it the Milwaukee Brewers to be able to take advantage of that is the question. Freddie Peralta, 4.62 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, 12.43 strikeouts per 9, which is 31%. 3.91 walks per 9, a 3.33 BABIP, a 3.97 FIP, and a 3.30 SIERA. So he's pitching up in the 4s for the ERA, but his SIERA is at 3.3, which tells me we should see some positive regression from him. Bullpen edge goes towards these Milwaukee Brewers, as well as the hitting edge, 107 WRC plus, which is 11th versus righties. And the Texas Rangers are dead last in baseball against righties the last 30 days. 68 WRC plus. They are not hitting lefty or righties whatsoever. This looks like the ultimate get right spot for Freddie Peralta. And whether this is an underplay, whether this is and I don't want to play the under because I see Lorenzen's vulnerable here. I would like the Milwaukee Brewers in this spot. And I think I'm just going to play. I mean, the line's moved an awful lot to where you have to play the -1 now, and you're kind of steam chasing at this point, which makes me a little bit nervous because I don't like trying to get the ass end of a 30-cent line move, which probably ends up going to keep me off the game. But if you're looking at it here, I want to take a look here what this -1 line is, which is on FanDuel 174 and 122. -174 plus 122. -123 for the Brewers -1 on FanDuel. I lean that way. If I'm betting this game, it's Brewers or nothing. And maybe you tie up the Brewers with the Royals today. Maybe you tie up the Brewers with the Padres today. Maybe you tie up the Brewers with the Phillies today as a couple two-teamers. But for me, it's just a lean at this moment towards the -1 for the Brewers.
I don't trust the Brewers to cover a run line for me. Like I don't want to lay a run line with them. This is a team that's just coming off of losing 3 out of 4 to San Diego, and did you bet it yet, Nick?
No.
All right. I was about to say I'll give you a little bit of a tidbit to keep you off of it. This is the Milwaukee Brewers' first game back from a road trip. So after traveling from San Diego to Milwaukee, so kind of maybe a flat spot here. It could be. I would look towards an under in this game because I could see Michael Lorenzen having a decent game against a Milwaukee offense that has kind of tampered off just a tad. I could see this one being an under because I could see Freddie Peralta shutting down Texas. So if I'm going after anything in this game, it's the under. I do not trust the Brewers enough to lay a run line in this one. It's going to be a very small MLB card for me. I have a feeling it's just going to be the 3 plays that we have up on the site for me, Nick.
I think Texas team total under has some merit to it because they're not hitting righties. And this looks like a perfect get-right spot for Peralta. I'm gonna continue to sit on this. I have a feeling by the end of the card, by the end of the show, I'm going to add the Brewers -1, -123 on FanDuel. I have a feeling I'm going to add that. But nothing at the moment, but I have a feeling.
Yes, Nathan Reagans. Texas also waking up. Brew coming off of Law Road. Yeah. I'm kind of leaning more. The more I'm talking myself into Texas, I'm not going to do it, but I'm talking myself into Texas. Today is tricky. Many of these teams are starting to trend in new directions than last week. Correct. Do you like Tennessee or Texas A&M? I personally have A&M plus 145 from before the series started. I'm not going to touch it today. I will say, I'm just going to pull it up real quick because I didn't look at the line for today's game. There is no total. I would probably let's see this. I'm just going to check DraftKings real quick to see if they have a total for me. Because I would like to see if I can get an under in that game because there's still pitching both teams still have a little bit of pitching left. 10.5. I see a 10.5. I would like to go under. I'm going to take the under 10.5 in the final in today's game.
Fair.
Tennessee, Texas, A&M under 10.5 at -110. There you go. Let's keep on rolling, Nick. And this is 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, that's a fun little matchup. But real quick before we get into that one, I'm going to add the Brewers -1. I'm going to add that here.
Good luck. I don't like it, but good luck.
Yeah, -123 Brewers -1. It's just everything correlates for me in this spot. So I got to pull the trigger on it. So Brewers, and this is over on FanDuel. Brewers -1, -123. The money line is 174. The run line is +122. All right. LA Angels and the Oakland Athletics. The Angels around $1.25 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. We have Luis Medina taking on Griffin Canning. Canning's not been bad. This line opened up at a 145 for the Angels. It immediately went down to 128 to where it's bounced back up to a 134. Line opened up at an 8.5 at -115. It's now a 9 at -105. So we've had to move towards the under. And since the opening line, we've had to move towards the Angels or towards the Athletics. 78% of the tickets, 83% of the cash on the over. The line moving towards that over. 81% of the tickets, 76% of the cash coming in on the Angels. The line moving slightly towards the Oakland Athletics in this game. However, if you want to back the Oakland Athletics, you have to trust Luis Medina. 4.71 ERA, 1.48 whip the last 30 days, 5.57 strikeouts per nine, which is 14%, 4.29 walks per nine, a 290 BABIP, a 3.95 FIP, and a 5.65 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Griffin Canning, a 4.97 ERA, 1.38 whip, 5.53 strikeouts per nine, which is 14%, 2.48 walks per nine, a 284 BABIP, a 5.18 FIP, and a 4.51 SIERA. Both bullpens suck ass, but the Oakland A's are slightly better. And then the slight hitting edge goes towards the Oakland A's, 81 WRC plus, which is 26th against righties, compared to the Angels, which are 27th at 78. So, I mean, at this number, I guess it's Oakland or nothing for me. I see a slight pitching edge with Medina over Canning. Nothing crazy. The bullpen edge goes towards Oakland, and the slight hitting edge goes towards Oakland. The market's kind of pointing me towards Oakland here in this spot. It's athletics or nothing. Do I want to get involved in this game? No, not really. It's a pass.
I think the only thing I want to do in this game is press that 1-800-GAMBLER button and move on. This is two teams that I'm not going to go and try to put my money on. Medina's been awful. I mean, can I trust Griffin Canning as a favorite? No. Canning, the Angels are 0-4 in his last 4 starts, 1-5 in his last 6. Then another 1-800-GAMBLER game. And by the way, I noticed we did not bring up 2 games, Toronto, Boston, and Chicago, and San Fran. I will not be touching that Boston game. But once we get a starting pitcher, because we don't have a starting pitcher for Toronto, we don't have a starting pitcher for San Fran, I will be on the San Francisco Giants. And I think we should both be on the San Francisco Giants because the Chicago Cubs are played Sunday Night Baseball, then had to travel to San Francisco. So I'm going to – yeah, so that's a really rough spot for Cubs. But we don't have a starting pitcher, so that's why we didn't bring up the game. But I'm going to add that one to the site too. Giants money line against the Cubs, but nothing in the Oakland game.
Fair.
I'd rather bet on a coin flipping challenge than this game. I would 100% agree. Final game, Nick, and it's a cash cow.
Yep. San Diego Padres ends the Washington Nationals. This is the third play I came in with, and this is plus 105 Padres run line. Let's get into it here, where we have, if I can find it, there we go. Matt Waldron taking on Patrick Corbin. The line opened up at a 190. It got up to a 215. It's down to a 196. We still had a line move towards the Padres, but not as much now. Line opened up in an 8.5. It's down to an 8. So we do have a line move towards the under as well, expecting Patrick Corbin and Matt Waldron to pitch well. 79% of the tickets, 72% of the cash is on the over with the line moving towards the under. Suggests that we should maybe see a little bit of a lower scoring game here, which does make me a little bit nervous with the run line. 90% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Padres, the line moving towards the Padres, which makes them a cash cow. We've seen Matt Waldron pitch so well, and Patrick Corbin's been Patrick Corbin. 4.23 ERA, 1.27 whip, 7.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.58 walks per nine, a 257 BABIP, a 5.24 FIP, and a 4.51 SIERA. On the flip side, Matt Waldron, 1.35 ERA, 0.75 whip, 6.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 1.62 walks per nine, a 198 BABIP, a 2.9 FIP, and a 4.05 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Padres. Hitting edge goes towards the Padres. 108 WRC plus, which is 12th, compared to 100, which is 17th. And what makes Waldron so difficult to hit is he will give you about 40% knuckleballs, but the guy can also throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, which will buckle you. So kind of an interesting little tidbit on Waldron there. He's the only active knuckleballer in the league. I am on the San Diego Padres in this game against the Washington Nationals. I was going to say the Washington Nationals are starting Patrick Corbin once every 5 games, and they're still only a half game out of the wild card spot. Yep. That's the state of the National League right now. This is for the wild card 3, this matchup tonight. because the Padres currently lead the Nationals by half a game in the wild card round, and the Cardinals are up 2 games. Are I think up 2 games, yeah, on the or 1 game up on the Padres for the second wild card spot, and they're 5.5 behind. No, I think the Braves are 5.5 behind the Phillies. I'm trying to calculate how far behind the Cardinals are against the Braves. Which, if the Cardinals go in and sweep the Braves, I mean they're within a few.
4.5
They're
games
within.
back in the race.
They're within punching range of the top wild card spot. So, kind of interesting there. But I am on the Padres run line to end out this card.
Yeah, it's the cash cow. Not really need to jump into a lot of detail with this one. Just going to keep riding out cash cow spots. So, San Diego, all the line movement, the money, all on San Diego, and they're at home. It's in between the certain lines. The total's over 8. We're good. Cash cow spot on the San Diego Padres. Not really going to be jumping deep into this one. Steelers pitching for Cubs, correct. Didn't Corbin pitch on Friday? Last time Patrick Corbin was against Arizona on June 19th. So, best bet, Frogers. Actually, I think my best bet would be San Fran, but that's it. I don't know. But that is all the games for today. We'll go ahead and do quick little recap and then and housekeeping, all that stuff before we head on out. We're back today, so all of our social medias will be back up and running with a bunch of content coming out on them: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you guys are following all of those. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, above Nick's head, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. We're still trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. I know that we kind of, with the trip and everything, it kind of plateaued a little bit. We're sitting at 39.57, so we're 43 subscribers away from 4K. Let's try to get there. We appreciate everybody who does subscribe. And then let's jump into recapping. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm very tempted to bet Edmonton tonight. And then for me with the MLB.
So is everybody on Twitter.
Okay. I like the Orioles. I like anything Alec Burleson props in for St. Louis. White Sox, Royals run line, and Padres run line. Nick?
Yeah, I'm on the Panthers -115, going down with the ship there. I'm on Cleveland, Baltimore, first 5 under 4.5 -120, bet 365. Oh, the Panthers was on Bovada there. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, first 5 over 5 -125, Bovada. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati over 9.5 -125, full game, Bovada. St. Louis Cardinals +104, FanDuel. Chicago White Sox +120, ESPN bet. Chicago White Sox team total over 3.5 -115, Bovada. Kansas City Royals -1.5 -115, Bovada. Milwaukee Brewers -1 -123, FanDuel. And then ending the card with San Diego Padres -1.5 +105, ESPN bet.
There you go. Thanks, guys. Of course, Bailey. I thought we lost you at sea. Nope. Big Hooney. If anybody doesn't know about Big Hooney, he just won one of the 100K high roller in poker. He won $2.84 million, and he's a pirate. He's an ECU guy. So that's why Raymond brings him up to us. What's up, Raymond? Appreciate you stopping by. Long time no see. What's up, guys? How was the trip? Trip was fantastic. It was definitely good to have a little bit of time away. Now we're back and ready for full swing baseball season. We were throwing this number around on Higgs' midday money, but Nats to make the playoffs is +1,200 right now on DK.
That's crazy.
It's tempting. And the crazy thing is, I could see 4 NL East teams make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't hate that number, though. I don't hate that. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we will be back again tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Peace out.